You'll hear the term must own piece branded all around plenty on YouTube, but I thought I would put together my own list of a top 10 must own watches for collectors. Here it is. I saw a list of must-own pieces from Teddy Baldassar a couple of weeks ago. It was quite a good watch, but he only listed categories, which gave me the idea for this top 10 list of watches that I consider to be a must-own at some point for all collectors. I have a bit of everything in here, and almost every piece is achievable to the average collector. So without any more stalling, let's get into it. Released in 2023, the Citizen Toyota is probably the most recent piece on this list. It's a favourite amongst collectors at the moment. I actually have a friend that owns one, and having it in hand and actually seeing it in person just made me love these watches even more. This is the answer for a budget collector who wants an everyday, do everything sports piece with a household brand name and an automatic movement. This is the ideal alternative to such a watch like the Rolex Oyster Perpetual and the colourful dials that they released a few years ago. It's such a complete overall watch, and it's not hard to see why they have sold in their droves. It is packed with a Miyota 8210 movement, which some would consider a drawback to this line. However, it is a workhorse movement and is ideal for the entry-level consumer that this watch is aimed at. The obvious variant that drew me to this collection is the yellow dial. It's bright, it's loud, and it's exactly my style. That being said, it is also available in plenty of other colours that can match your style too. And this comes in at around the £300 mark if you are going to buy it new. I do always suggest getting a deal though. The law of diminishing return for your money is apparent across the entire watch world. Is a Grand Seiko Snowflake really 15 times better than a Seiko Samurai? Well, the same does not apply for Casio. If you search around for a deal, the Casio Oceanus S100 will set you back around £260. But I think it is good value as the cheaper Casio lines. A JDM model that has been a well-kept secret for a number of years. I think that this could really be the perfect quartz piece. A luxury Casio may be the biggest oxymoron in watchmaking today. However, if you look hard enough, they are available. It almost has this gorgeous sapphire effect to the dial, incredible finishing, and a super accurate solar radio wave movement. I personally know that I need one of these in my collection, and I think that you could do too. If you need a second opinion on this one, go and check out Ben's Watch Club or Just One More Watch. Both have really fantastic in-depth reviews of these models. Seiko 5 goes back over 50 years and it is based on 5 key components: mechanical movement, water resistance, a day-date complication, tough, resilient casing, and a recessed 4 o'clock crown position. In the modern day, the Seiko 5 range has become overly popular, and some of their models actually missed the mark for me, but one that I think would suit everyone's collection is the Seiko 5 Field. It has a very simple design, but packed with a 4R movement, an expectedly beautiful dial, and a robust design nature. It could be the perfect field watch for us all. There are plenty of options to pick from. I myself have the SRPG 39 and it really does live up to the Seiko 5 values. It comes with a fantastic blue fume dial and age effects to the lume and the casing to really draw it all together. What is there not to love about this piece? It's guaranteed to fit into any enthusiast's collection, and it's got that brand recognition that really shows you know what you're talking about. For me, it's really the perfect budget do-it-all piece. I couldn't make this list without including an AliExpress piece. And is there any better to mention than San Martin? This is their SN021, a homage to the classic Rolex Explorer and the more modern Tudor Black Bay 36. I reviewed one of these a couple of years ago and honestly I just fell in love with it. It's currently a resident with friend of the channel Brian, and I get constant updates of how beautiful it still looks. It comes with a choice of PT5000 or SW200 movements, a number of dial options and handset options. My favourite of the bunch is the sky blue Rolex Explorer homage that I reviewed. At 36mm, it really does fit that vintage style and it makes it a really lovely watch to wear day to day. If you needed any more convincing, you are receiving a San Martin quality watch, which we all probably know by now is the best option on the AliExpress market. And all of this for as little as £260 right now. Now, probably my favourite watch from 2023, the Christopher Ward 12. There's one of these to fit everyone's personal taste. Brought to you by the same designer that brought us the Chapek Antarctique. I've definitely said that wrong. This one, even at the pricely sum of £1,000, is the budget alternative. I was overly impressed with the overall package that this 12 brought. And when I had to send it back to Christopher Ward, it was absolutely heartbreaking for me. I can definitely see one of these becoming a permanent member of my collection. And the slim, slick case design made it an instant hit for me and plenty of other CW fans. When I met Mike France and Georg Senior at the Moon Phase launch last year, I referred to this watch as the everyday working man's grail. By this, I meant that this watch sat within the price range that most of us could probably aim for a grail piece. And for me, it gave the effect of the prestige and luxury a grail watch really should. The plethora of dial options, case sizings, and even case materials means that there's one of these to suit everybody's needs. And all of this for as little as £850. This can really be considered a fantastic value proposition for me. The next watch is probably the perfect budget diver, and if you haven't expected this one to be on the list, then I'd be massively surprised. The Orient Komatsu at $240 is still a steal in today's market. Who would have thought that Seiko's sister company would be the ones to release the modern day alternative to the SKX? This one has all of the features of the discontinued Seiko. However, for me, I think it's much more good looking and, more importantly, a little bit more modern. A 200-meter water resistance, dive bezel, and sapphire crystal really does make this a spec monster. Beyond its dive capabilities, it is also a beautiful day-to-day wear and has become plenty of reviewers' favourite budget dive watch over the years. The beautiful, almost burgundy dial colour in this watch is amazingly gorgeous and isn't one that's regularly available in watchmaking, which is incredible to me because it's stunning. One downfall to this piece is the bracelet, and probably one that you'll want to swap out on arrival, but luckily enough there are plenty of options for you. This might be the classiest watch that I mention today, and I think it's one that we'll all agree on. The Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium is the PRX's underestimated co-star for me. The Modric to Benzema or the Pippen to Jordan. I personally think this is the much better option. It's a fantastic proposition for a relatively affordable Swiss-made and Swiss-powered automatic everyday watch that is also backed with some real brand heritage. This one is more expensive than the PRX and retails at £800. For that price, you get Tissot's Silicium technology, an amazingly beautiful dial if you check out the green one, and some of the best case and bracelet finishing that you can imagine for this price. As well as that, for me, I think that this watch is much more versatile than its counterpart. It arrives on a fantastic bracelet, but would also suit a lovely leather band, a sailcloth band, or whatever you choose. The green dial variant is my favourite of the bunch, but if you're feeling really fancy, you can even pick this up with an 18-karat gold bezel, which will set you back about double the asking price. This one is one of my favourite unsung heroes of the budget market. Laco are a watchmaker steeped in history and heritage. Founded in 1925 and one of the original Flieger brands that was used by the Luftwaffe in World War II. It's insane to me that you can still pick up one of their watches for as little as £300 with an automatic movement. The watch I'm featuring is the Laco Archon, and I have this in the 42mm option. It is also available in a 39mm if you wanted a smaller case watch. It packs the classic Flieger Type B dial and is perfect for history nerds and watch nerds alike. Any of the other four brands would cost you £1,000 upwards if you wanted a similar style watch, and that isolates Laco as the only budget option left from the original quintuple. The Archon has been a member of my collection for over 3 years now, and honestly I can't see it going anywhere. It just hits all of the right notes for me, and if you are serious about watches with history, this one's for you. One of my favourite Swiss brands is Oris. They've got plenty of watches available that I would love to have in my collection. However, one I think we can all agree on is the Aorus Diver 65. The retail on these pieces are around £2,000 upwards. If you look around for the right deal, you can pick these up for as little as £1,200. At that type of price, I think I can really be considered a bargain for such a prestigious watch and watchmaker. It's available in multiple different configurations, and like a lot of watches on today's list, there's probably one to suit us all. Personally, my favourites are the bronze bezel variants. For me, they put together vintage styling with modern materials perfectly. There are even automatic chronographs available in this line if you wanted to lay down a little bit more capital. I couldn't resist this last one. If there's any watch that I think every single watch enthusiast should experience at least once, it's the Omega Speedmaster Professional. I've obsessed over and adored this watch for years. The love that I have for it heightened when I was able to buy my own, and it's still the pride of my collection to this day. Introduced in 1957, there are hundreds of different variants that you can pick up of a Speedmaster, but for me, the perfect one is the OG, the Moonwatch. The classic black matte dial with the stark white handset and indices. The mechanical chronograph movement that's been refined over the years, and the classic aluminium bezel insert. Mine is the classic Hesalite variant, which does need a little bit of touching up every now and then, but really does bring home that original energy that the Speedmaster did in '69. Now priced at £6,600, it is not a very easily accessible piece or easily achievable watch for most of us. But if you have the chance to experience one on wrist, you really need to take it. That's my top 10, guys. Let me know which ones you agree with and which ones you'd swap out. You know that I love to hear your opinions, so drop it in the comments section. And remember, if you're looking for a selection of bargain pre-owned watches, check out the watchguystore.com. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.